And you see, this is why I don't mess with weddings, bro. This is why I don't mess with weddings. It's like, it's not my, you know what? I mean, I'm all about marriage, okay? I respect the institution of marriage and everything, but weddings are just. Wait, hold on. Before I continue, what's good, everybody? Rhetorical question, life. My name is Heavy Bree, and welcome to my channel. And if this is your 420th time on my channel, welcome back. Happy 420, everybody. I'm not a smoker, but I'm still gonna like like welcome people and be courteous to those who do and everything. I don't celebrate Kwanzaa or Hanukkah or Christmas either, but I still tell people who it applies to happy whatever your holiday is, because I'm not rude or whatever, or I'm not rude or whatnot. So yeah, man. I haven't done one of these in a while, man. This is a BREVIEW, and the BREVIEW that we're having for today is for the movie The Drama, starring Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. I don't know if it's Zendaya. It looks like Zendaya. I'm gonna call her Zendaya. Starring Zendaya. She know what her name is, and Robert Pattinson. Okay, and this movie is a production by A24. By the way, man, A24, they've been killing it, bro. Like, they're one of those movie studios that's a real movie studio that's interested in making real good movies. They're not trying to follow trends. They're not trying to make Marvel movies or try to follow things that are just, they're not riding a wave. They're just experimenting and making real art, and I respect that. Shout out to A24, Magnolia, Neon, all these movie studios, all these movie production companies that are making movies, that are making movies, making movies again, instead of just making like a bunch of recycled garbage that puts asses in seats. But this movie right here was a good one, man, and it wasn't what I expected. From the first time I heard about it, I saw the preview and everything. The preview was caught me off guard. These friends are at a dinner party. Two of them are getting married. Zendaya and Robert Pattinson play a couple. Zendaya plays Emily, or Emma plays Emma, and Robert Pattinson plays Charlie. And these two are a couple who are engaged and about to get married and everything. And right before their wedding, they're having some drinks with some friends, and they each talk about terrible things that they, the worst thing that they've ever done in their entire life, and Charlie's friend, Robert Pattinson's character, Charlie's friend says what he did, and by the way, that was a bitch move on his part, what he did, and then homegirl, Charlie's friend's wife, she also tells what she did, and she can go to hell for what she did. And then Robert Pattinson's character, Charlie, talks about what he did, and he says it wasn't that harmful, but I think it was crappy. Once you guys watch the movies, you'll know what I'm talking about, and let me know how y'all feel about what they did, because compared to what Zendaya's character did, these guys are POSs. They're pieces of shits, and they just talked about what they did wrong, because they actually, what they said they actually did some terrible things, okay? But they were young, and when you're young, you do dumb stuff. When you're young, okay, you do dumb things. Your mind isn't fully developed, and you just you have impulses that you can't control until much later in life, around 25 or 30 or whatever. So when it gets to Zendaya telling the friend group what she did, and she didn't even do anything. She was going to do something terrible, something awful. And, what happened was, okay, so Charlie, he's laughing it off, what? You actually try to do that? Because he's nervously laughing, trying to play it off like it's all cool. His friend is kind of he feels kind of it's awkward, but he's not really, freaking out about it. But his friend's wife she, because, somebody she knew, well, somebody who was close to her, was in a situation that Zendaya was going to do, got hurt from it and everything. And because it didn't happen to her specifically, and this is something I hate when people do, man, when people try to like make, when people try to use other people's like trauma as an excuse to be triggered, it's like, oh, this happened to somebody close to me. This should happen to somebody close to me. So this should happen to somebody close to me. So now I'm gonna basically be triggered on their behalf. And like, like shit like that, man, that's that shit that that is like, is fucking cringe, man. It's like when people try to act like, oh, this happened to somebody. If this didn't happen to me, but it happened to somebody who was close to me, who I care about, and then kind of find out later on in the movie when we meet, the person who, like, Charlie's friend's wife, was, who Charlie's friend's wife knows, when she was talking about, they're not even that close. Because, like, when we meet the person, she's like, yeah, like, I mean, we're related. That was it. And, like, because, like, it was, like, because, like I said, it happened, it didn't happen, the shit didn't happen to her. And she got triggered about it, and made the whole situation awkward, And now it's like, now Charlie's character feels self-conscious about it, and now he's acting like, man, do I really even know my wife? Like, if she did that and she never told me what really happened, then like what, like do I even know this person? Because now after she told them what happened and everything, because she never told him, and then like they had been together for like 2-3 years, and they're getting married, and he's just now finding out this thing about her and everything, and so that messes him up mentally, and he's like all self-conscious. Like in the movie, his character has kind of like high anxiety and everything. He's very anxious. He has like a lot of like, he's very self-conscious, and he's an overthinker, and like I know what that's like, because like I'm the same way. I mean, I'm not as like a hypochondriac like he is, but like I'm not like as self-conscious as that, but I know what it's like to overthink stuff and then make a big deal out of it, even though it's not supposed to be a big deal. So after that little like engagement, after Zendaya's character Emma tells them what she did, it just ruins the whole dynamic of the friend group, and then a bunch of weird stuff starts happening, and then everything just becomes awkward and weird and strange. And then like Charlie, Robert Pattinson, starts doing like he starts having like doubts about the wedding and everything, and acting all weird and everything, and like and what Zendaya's character did or was thinking about doing, I'm not going to say what she did, but it was serious, and it's a very serious topic. It's a very serious thing that's happening in our country, and it really is like something that's not a light subject. It's not something that should be like taken lightly or just blown off, because it is serious. But also, she was 15 when she was thinking about doing it. She was a teenager. She was a kid when she was thinking about doing what she did. And what messes me up is like everybody's tripping about it, but she didn't do it. Like during the little dinner party thing, they're tripping about what she thought about doing. Meanwhile, they did terrible stuff, especially the wife of Charlie's friend's wife. She's the biggest hypocrite, because what she did was just like, man, like I've done some messed up things in my life. I'm not gonna lie. I'm no angel. I'm not perfect. Nobody is. But what she did was really, what I think was, it wasn't as bad as what Zendaya's character might have done, but it was still kind of like, like, bro, you actually did something terrible. All three of y'all did something terrible. She thought about doing something terrible, you know, and she didn't do it. Y'all actually did that stuff. So who are y'all to like throw stones and then hide your hand and act like you didn't do anything wrong? I don't know. I think that whole situation was just effed up, and you know she don't and like you know she didn't deserve like Zendaya's character. You could because like who you are at 15 is not the same person you are at 30. Okay, shit. The person you are at 25 isn't the person you are at 20. Everybody changes, okay? Nobody's the same person they are at like 5 years from now. Like if you're like if at 20 the person you are at 27 is not the same person you are at 32. The person you are at 40 is not the same person you are at 45. We are always changing. We are always changing. And hold on one second, man. Look at that real quick. Look how beautiful that is. See that? With the trees and everything. I might make that the thumbnail, you know, because it looks all nice and everything with the tree in the background. I don't know if the picture I took was like. I'll probably look it over. I might make it the thumbnail. I might make it the thumbnail for my this video. I don't know yet, but yeah, man. Like I haven't done a BREVIEW in a while, man, and you know I thought I'd just do a BREVIEW on this. You know, and the movie's called The Drama, starring Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. The movie is really, it's a really good movie. I think. Well, okay, it's not Oscar worthy, but who cares about the Oscars? Fuck the Oscars. It's not like one of those critically acclaimed movies. It's oh my god, this is so groundbreaking, but it's one of those movies that makes you ask questions. It's one of the movies that makes you think about, yo, how close am I to my spouse? Do I know everything about my spouse? How cool am I with my friend group? And what can I share? What can I share with my friends? What are some, and like, if I were to share these things with my friends and people that are close to me, how would they react? Because me personally, man, I'm not gonna lie, if I was like them, and somebody asked me the worst thing I would have done, I would have said, I don't know, I would have lied and said, I don't know, farted in the bed with my significant other, or like I jaywalked, or I stole a muffin one time, or like I took money out of the charity bin once. I would have made something up, you know. I'm not gonna tell nobody the worst thing I ever done, you know, because I mean, especially people who are just friends. I mean, yeah, I'd probably tell my spouse, but like, I will say this though, man, like, that's something that she really should have told, like, Zendaya's character really should have told, Robert Pattinson's character about what happened. She really should have, like, told him about that, you know? I mean, granted, it wasn't as bad as what he actually did. I mean, because I still think that what he did was really messed up, because, you know, like, there are people out there who go through stuff like that. And like, like his character did something that involved, like, you know, harassment and bullying and everything. And then later on in the movie, he does even worse stuff in the movie than she did, you know? Because it's like you're gaslighting your partner, you're making your spouse feel uncomfortable because you're self-conscious and everything. Because his character is very self-conscious, and he almost kind of has bitch vibes. You know, like his character has bitch vibes. Kind of the complete opposite of his character in Batman. Then again, like, you know, the new Batman, as much as I like the movie, I don't like emo Batman, because people who dudes who come off as emo kind of give me bitch vibes anyway, man. But but Robert Pattinson's a good actor, man. Like, I like him in everything he's in. He needs to work on his Bruce Wayne character. For Batman, when he does Batman 2, he needs to work on his Batman. He needs to work on his character as Batman. He got Batman down to a T, but his whole Bruce Wayne persona is like needs some work. But yeah, this movie was cool. I would give it, if I was gonna like rate it on whether you should go, because like, if y'all ain't familiar with BREVIEWs, I don't do stars. I say, should you go see this movie? Should you watch this movie? Or should you rent this movie? You know, like should you like go see this movie? Should you rent this movie? Or should you watch this movie? I say this is definitely a watchable movie. I mean, taking time out of your day to go to the movie theaters to go watch it, I would say it's not a theater movie. It's not a movie that you can go to the theaters and watch Like, you can. I would, if you like good movies, like real movies, not just some Marvel movie or like a big action movie or some cartoon Pixar movie. If you like going to see good movies, then yes, go see this movie. Go to the theater, support real art, support real cinema, because part of the reason why a lot of these studios aren't making real art anymore is because people don't go to the movies and support real good movies anymore, man. All we want to go see is Pixar and like comic book movies and like borderline smut, like that 50 Shades of Grey, like romance movies with borderline, porn and everything. That's pretty much borderline softcore porn. That's what people want to go see. So if you want to see real good movies, if you want to go to the movie theater and see a really good movie, go to the movies and watch this movie, okay? If you support real art, this is definitely a go see movie, But it's more of a go see with like, your spouse, or like you go see it with your spouse, go see it with your girlfriend. Actually, go see it with your girlfriend, man, because it's like if you go see it with your spouse, and if your spouse is an overthinker, then they might start asking you questions and start doubting some stuff about you and everything. But if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, whatever your preference is, then it's a good date movie, And it's a good movie that'll keep you talking. It'll get you talking with your spouse and get y'all like, thinking about how should we like address our relationship? How should we deal with? Because the way that they finally resolve the conflict of the drama and the stuff that's going on in the movie is, I think it was very I don't know I feel like towards the end of the movie, they kind of do come to some kind of resolution, that they kind of resolve the thing. There's still some discomfort, but I feel like the way that they dealt with it was a very mature and a very, like they dealt with it in a very mature way. So, but go check this movie out. It's called The Drama, starring Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. It's in theaters now. It is rated R, so don't take your kids, because there are some moments in the movie where it's like, yeah, this movie should not be for kids at all. If you're like, in college, especially if you're a college age person, or a person who's young, a young adult, this is definitely a good movie if you're a young adult. So that way you see how to deal with certain issues in your relationship when it gets rough. It's a good movie to watch so you can see what you shouldn't do, when your spouse or significant other tells you drops a ball on you. It's a good example of what not to do, and a good example of how to actually deal with that situation. So yeah, go check it out. It's called The Drama. It's in theaters right now. I liked it. I thought it was good. If you like good movies, you'll like it too, Plus, we got Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. Both of them are phenomenal actors. I love them. I love them in everything that they're in. Even the movies that I don't like, that they're in, I still appreciate their performance. Okay, I like when I see a good actor in a movie and their performance improves the movie, and both of their performances were great and spot on in like a good relationship, But getting back to weddings, man, it's like, bro, at one point in the movie, like there was this like lady who was like helping them with their first dance and like telling them about the first dance and how sacred it is, and she took it really serious, and she was taking it very seriously. They were just goofing around, and she got like really anal about it and everything, and like it's like it wasn't that, I don't think it was that big of a deal, man, because bro, I think weddings are a scam, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Weddings are a damn scam, okay? It's a industry that is made. It is a $1 billion industry used to exploit people for romance, and used to exploit people who are desperate to prove things to a bunch of people who they don't even mess with like that, man. Think about it, bro. It's like you're over here. You spent $25,000 to $100. You spent $25,000 to $100,000 on this big huge theatric crap, just so you like you're financing something, just a one-day event, just so that your person can feel like a princess or a prince or whatever. And then it's like, bro, like the people you had, half the people who are there, you don't even mess with like that, bro. You've only seen them like what, like you see them once every 2 years, or like or at family events and stuff like that. Come on, man. And then like, bro, and then sometimes you invite people who don't even mess with you like that, bro. If you don't mess with me like that, why would I invite you to my wedding? Because homegirl who the main one who got triggered by what Zendaya did in the movie, she was at the wedding and she was the maid of honor, and she was just messy, man. She was just messy and just ugh. Like I just wanted to just mush her, you know. I don't even hit women, but I just wanted to mush this bitch because she was just like, man, like you're mad about something that didn't even happen to you. Oh, this happened to my cousin, so I'm mad about it. And I'm like, bitch, your cousin doesn't even fuck with you like that, and you're mad about that? Come on, fuck out of here, bro. And then like she gonna go around the party just spreading rumors about what she did and just throwing all kinds of shade. It's like, come on, bro. If you don't like me, don't come to my wedding, bro. And more importantly, if we haven't spoken in years or we don't even talk like that, I don't want you coming to my wedding. Matter of fact, I don't even know why I'm talking about my wedding. I'm not getting married, bro. I might get married eventually. If I find the right person, we gotta get married. If I find the right person, or when I do like decide to settle down, I'm not throwing a wedding. Me and my person are gonna go down to the marriage license place and get our marriage license, dap it up, kiss, probably go to a motel, bang it out and everything. It'll just be between me and her. I'm not gonna sit here and drop tens of thousands of dollars into something just to impress a bunch of people who I don't even fuck with like that. That's a waste of money. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. And then like, you know, and then what if my girl invites some people who don't even like her? Because like half the women at the wedding who aren't married yet are resentful of the bride, you know. And like women, y'all do this thing where y'all just do stuff just to flex on your friends and make them feel crappy about still being single or their spouse not, like, you know, marrying them yet. You know, it's very petty, it's very juvenile, and it's very stupid if you think about it. It's just some stupid shit, man. So yeah, man, I don't think I'm gonna have a wedding. I might get married eventually, but I ain't having no wedding. You know, and you know, I'm not gonna say like, oh, this movie is the reason why I'm not having a wedding. I mean, no, man. I mean, in fact, like the only way, okay, I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna go because, you know, this video's already been too long already, so I'm gonna just wrap it up with this. The only way I'm having a wedding is if the person I'm marrying, and I don't know, it might happen, might not happen, it's probably not gonna happen, but this is a hypothetical. Only way I'm having a wedding is if it's a Polynesian or Indian wedding with a Polynesian or Indian person. If I marry a Polynesian or Indian person, that's the only way I'm having a wedding, because they know how to party, bro. Like if you've ever seen an Indian wedding or a Polynesian wedding, bro, they know how to party, bro. And then like it lasts like 2 days and everyone's having a great time. That's the only way I'm gonna go like $100,000 into debt, because that is a hell of a party. If you've never seen an Indian wedding or a Polynesian wedding, do yourself a favor. After this video, click off this video. In fact, stop right now and just pause this video. Go watch Indian weddings and stuff like that, because they know how to party, bro. I'm telling you, man. Those are hands down the best weddings in the world, are Indian weddings and Polynesian weddings. Those things are the shit. So yeah, I'm done with this video. I don't know how to end it. I'm gonna say peace and blessings. Have a prosperous day.